once again to Heaven's Vault, where last episode 2 things happened that annoyed me in different ways. Just not in that I'm mad at the game, in that I'm like, they didn't annoy me, they bummed me out a little bit. First thing that happened was we finally got to the ancient library, and it turns out we had a very limited amount of time there and cannot return. So there are lots of things we didn't do. And in hindsight, I shouldn't have mucked around with the translations. I should have just logged the translations and come back to them later in my inscriptions log, and just looked at as many things as we can and got them logged. But we didn't, and now we missed out on something, including a huge book. The second thing that bummed me out was I can't click on this now. Oh, maybe I can. I think her name's Mary. Yeah. We went to Renaki. Mina, that's it. She gave us a key to the ancient library. Obviously, I was like, I had to tell her about the ancient library burned down, but she seemed happy enough. We said, you love books. You won't believe how many books there are on IOX, and there's a guy there that also loves books. You guys should work together enjoying books. And she was like, I don't know. And then she was like, no, actually, yes, take me to IOX. And then we were like, can't do it. And that was annoying, because I really wanted to get her to hang out with the books. So, yeah, that's annoying. But we're going to, and now, I'm kind of unclear about what our next goal is, because we always seem to have a place to be heading towards and stuff, but now I don't know, less so. We went to the Steel Empire mine, which seemed like a big deal when we went into it, and I went into the Steel Empire mine and then went away in real life for 3 weeks and came back and then immediately got choked out and left it and can't seem to return to it. So we've been to the ancient Africa aquifer. That was interesting. It seemed to be the source of perhaps all the water in the nebula, or at least a great deal of it. It's definitely the source of water in IOX. And went to the burnt tower and used up all the air there. So, and we haven't really got enough information to head towards Heaven's Vault. In fact, there aren't any rivers even heading that direction. So we can't even sneak our way in. So yeah, tricky business. We could try doing things like going up here and seeing where if that leads to anything. There's some spaces in here that we haven't explored yet. Maybe that's worth doing, filling out some of this thing. There could be some ruins hidden in there that will give us some information, as well as over here perhaps. But otherwise, there's no obvious place to go next. We can always go to Elbereth and get what's his name to look at some of the stuff we've got. We used to be able to go to IOX and do some translation work with Huang, but apparently we can't go back to IOX. So what I was thinking was we go to our solvable in... Ooh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Right. Again, I hate this menu. It sucks. Sorry, but it does. I want to go to solvable and... Oh, solvable inscriptions. That's interesting. I was just saying about how they everything gets lumped into the unsolved inscriptions box, but if they're solvable inscriptions, let's do that and see if we can make any progress on that. So if I click on this, okay, well, we've done that now. Solved. Okay, that's weird. Day is for work. That was in the mines. The day is for work. Okay. This is turning out to be pretty easy. Okay. Battered devotional icon of a narrow god from the domed market moon in the Steel Empire mine. So did we find it in the domed market moon or did we find it in the Steel Empire mine? I think we found it in the Steel Empire mine. And it says, pray for blessings. Okay, interesting. I don't know why these are insolvable and not solved when we've clearly done all the work for them. Like, I don't think we solved them at the time, but I feel like we must have ticked off the words later, and then now we need to manually go in and make sure they're. It's in a way, it's quite good to go through them because it will give us, I don't know, we might get information from it that will just remind us of things. So there's a chipped figurine we gave to Tappy. It was swapped for a knife, and is this the knife? And the knife says, "Serpent is always fair." The serpent is always fair. What does that mean? We don't know. At the base of the armless god at the Withering Palace. So the Withering Palace, I believe, is the place where they upload your consciousness to robots, hard drives, whatever. And there are a lot of gods in like a piazza there. Serpent, sure. Done. Found at the base of the Giving Goddess. Sun. I wonder if this is going to be useful to know at some point. Are we going to have to solve some kind of puzzle about the gods later? Found in an old book at the Withering Palace. That's a long one. What does it say? No. Ah, okay. So this must be one of the... Do you remember last episode I said there were like 2 levels of translation, and the first one is putting these things into the inscription to kind of fill it out. And the second one is trying to translate words within a transcription. So if we don't put all the if there's some gaps left, we'll have to translate the remaining word based on what we know about the language. So this is one of the translations we couldn't solve at the initial stage of solving, and we just put to one side. So palace. Oh no, but there's got an extra bit there, so I think there's going to be more to it. Yes, here we go. Empire. Will. I think. Empire will. And then that's like not go or stay or something. Ooh, okay, there's a missing bit there. Not that. So we need a shark, an olive, and a circle. And I think shark is to do with place. Okay. Maybe the shark is connected to this bit. Day, that's and. Forever and a day. I think that's all we can do. Cool. Okay. At the time that we saw this, we weren't able to do that phase of the translation. This is the second phase of the translation where you now know this is a word and you have to try and work out what the word is based on, you know, what you know about the ancient script. Okay. So if that's go, this might be stay at a place. Endure, maybe. Yeah, I think endure makes sense. You're sort of staying in place. So the empire will endure forever and a day. Yes. I don't know why it's not allowing us to... Yes? Cool. Found above the far gate on the Withering Palace. Emperor's Gate. Sure. Look how complicated gate is. As a construction. It's sort of like noun, adjective, noun of an adjective, of, sort of many, noun of a verb, shiny kind of, this is like going, I don't know. Found painted over the gate at the domed market moon. That's where we found a mirror. Okay, this is a insert the words bit, which is good. Ooh, this is awful. Okay, we think now we've sort of played with that one before, so this is going to be and. Let's just shove some of that in. Buy. That makes sense because it's a market. We've got this so thing, which is good. Come something and buy. I don't think that's a word. I think this is going to be a bigger word, maybe. I don't know. It's like come and buy as a thing, maybe. What do we got up front? Something will sing, so come and buy. Maybe. Yeah, this is a complicated one. We don't know what this is. Something will sing, so come here. Maybe that's... Yeah, come here and buy, I think. Yeah, tick. Wow. Lovely, lovely. Let's start with here. I think this might be here. Come inside. Interesting. So it's place at. Come inside. I think come inside makes more sense. Come within, yeah. Within is an option. So come to a place. Come, yeah. Something will sing. So come inside and buy. That's silent. But I wonder if that's silent because that's an empty pronoun. So it could be no one. I can't remember. I feel like I spoke about an empty pronoun before, but that would have been like 4 weeks ago. So, people, musicians, maybe. People singing high. Let's go with musicians for now. Cool. Right. Gave the dagger to Huang. Creators will look after it now. So what does the dagger say? Power and fear. Cool. So this is just confirming what we'd already put in. Etched into the chipped copper scimitar. This sword will protect you. Cool. Hope you're okay with just going through translations this episode. I think it's going to be useful. Gave the dented gong to Huang. I think this is just... Ooh, no, we don't know what this one means. Excellent. I wonder if we'll get sing again. Right. And never seems to be part of another word. And always seems to be on its own. So let's go with gives. Sings. Interesting. That's kind of pronoun-y, that thing, isn't it? Isn't that next to ones that are pronouns? Sings, here we go. So it's a gong. Something sings and gives. Question mark all. Okay. So if that's musicians... Snake. Oh, interesting. That's snake. So I wonder if it's a songbird. I mean, of all these words... Oh, warm. Orange could be warm. No, I think it's... So, if I'm thinking this right, so... This looks like it's pointing down at the ground, right? So it's like a thing that's down on the ground, and this is like a thing that's up in the sky. So a songbird. That's how I'm kind of reading it. But it's with it's got the singingness from musicians and stuff. So if singing is maybe, I don't know, that this thing. I feel like we did have an idea about what this symbol meant, but I can't remember. So if this symbol plus up or high means sing, and then this is just place up, maybe, I don't know, song, a bird that sings. A thing in the sky that sings. Is how I'm reading that. And that, if that's I, then what is the same symbol but with a sort of a 6 instead of a 9, an upside down comma? And how does mercy use that symbol? Okay, what's the beginning? What's the whole phrase? Songbird sings and gives joy to all. So maybe this symbol is, if this is a noun, maybe this is a noun, but instead of it being a thing, it's more of a concept. So mercy is a concept kind of a noun rather than an object kind of a noun. So if so, I don't know what I and joy would be similar, but let's go with that. Yeah, okay, happy. So that's our tentative one of those. Found a page from a book, traced to the burned tower. Cool. This book tells true story. Tells a true story. Great. Okay. Given an oil burner from the Steel Empire mine. We found that on Elbereth. I think that was given to us by Thingy. When we die together. Great. Painted inside a hatch at the old dock. Now, the old dock was the place with the massive satellite dish that we kind of walked around that was run by robots. Painted inside the hatch. This we couldn't solve, but apparently we can solve now. River. Okay. God, there's not a lot we can do, is there? Water's at the end. Other than that, towards. What are we getting wrong here? I think this is going to mean flows, because it's sort of like the word for go, but with wateriness. Towards. Ooh, I don't like it. Right, this is where we're going to have to just shove everything in it that's possible. Oh, well, maybe. Actually, no, okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I just needed to write of waters. Okay, river, something towards something of waters. Okay. So it could be. So we thought this was flows because it was like traveling in a kind of. So this one here is the same. It's like travel. It's like going to a place. So come, go. You know. And this is going in the form of water. So I think this is flows. River flows towards. Oh, it's one of these big compoundy words. Okay. What is it like? It's not really like any of this shit. Rope is interesting. So it could be a junction of waters. River flows towards junction of waters. So this is kind of going related to, we weren't really sure what this meant, did we? So how does it appears in a lot of places. It's in the word serpent, it's in the word arrive, it's in the word jewel. Not really sure what it means. In the kind of rope, I think it's going to be junction of waters. And part of that, if I'm honest, is just because of the way we know the waters flow in the game. There are junctions of waters. Rather than looking at this and being like, oh yeah, I think this is the word junction. But I know I'm looking at ropes, I'm looking at travel, I'm looking, I don't know, it's like, it's a double colon word. That's it. So I'm going for junction. I cannot say these compoundy words. I'm often quite unsure about why they are what they are. Like, what was the word we saw last episode that it was sort of like just one thing. It was like the word like or something, and it was like really quite long and complicated. Okay, in the same place, found inscribed on the window ledge. Oh, very, very long one. Right, what we got? But we can do it this time. This is one that we also abandoned. Good. I'm glad we can come back to these things that we abandoned at the time, and I'm glad I thought about the fact that we could do this. Oh god, but can we do this? We have got a lot more. Right. I'm going to put watch in there, I think. And I think this is we. If I can pick that up. We watch something that I don't think we've got yet. We got mechanicals, but it is combined with something. It's got the dot there. I don't think you have the dot at the beginning of a word. I think it's going to be a combined word. So what else can we put here? We can put by. By. Something to do with robots. We watch something. Oh, this is complicated, isn't it? I think this here. So from this, basically from the word by, right up to the of thing, I think that's all one word. I think it's a triple compound word, like we just had. Don't know what it means. So what else can we add in? I think I might. I don't like it. I don't like sticking that in there, especially because we've got the of thing here as well. This is going to be one where I just keep shoving stuff in and she's going to be like, no, that doesn't work. I don't know how to do this one. I'm just going to keep shoving stuff into it, which I know is wrong. And I don't know if... So in a situation where she's just discovered one of these and I'm shoving things into it, when it's wrong, sometimes if I just shove as many things in as will fit, it will prompt her to say, no, that's not right, and start again. I don't know if I can do that just going through the old translations. I don't know if we'll ever get the prompt, but I'm going to keep shoving things in. I don't think I can shove anything else in. Maybe I can shove that in. Okay, okay, good. So not acts. Oh, God, we bloody knew that. Okay, I think the beginning bit was correct. I think this is right. Blah, 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 blah. By... and watch, I think is right. Oh. I don't think that's right because again, I think this is all one word. So let's just leave that out. And then we, I think is right. I think this is right. And then I don't think anything else sort of fits unless I'm crazy, unless I'm completely missing something. Like, where did mechanicals go? I could put mechanicals in, but it doesn't. It's part of a bigger word. I'm almost certain of it. Where did? You know what I mean? So again, I'm going to be shoving a bunch of stuff in that doesn't make any sense and then seeing if I get prompted about how wrong it is. Okay, here we go again. No, it's wrong. So not shows. Which one was shows? Yes, I think we knew that because it was part of a longer word. I mean, the chance it's not by. We watch. Okay, stop. It's what is it doing? Is it happy? It sort of shuffled around a bit. But I think, I think that was just me moving my mouse. God. What am I missing? But can I take this out? No. Something is unhappy. And I can't work out what it is. I'm going to keep shoving of in until it... Oh, okay. Right. That's it. That's all it was. That's tricky. That's tricky. Okay. That's fine. Let's translate away. Okay. So I was right. Triple compound word. Part of this bit of translating where you're trying to insert words into it is learning how the words are constructed so that you know so I think we had a glyph. Yes, it was this bit, the lead bit. It was just this bit, and I knew that wasn't right. I knew that didn't belong in it because I could tell this was one word. I was like 90% confident this was one word. It contained all of these symbols together because the colon is like the compounding part of the word. It's like this thing related to this thing related to this thing. So, and that you couldn't just have a colon by itself. So when I put it in, as I think I did in one of them, it was just to kind of force the game to tell me to stop. And again, there's other reasons. Like I felt fairly confident that was one word all by itself. It's interesting that this is all one word. I might not have necessarily got that, but I knew that dot would obviously be in the middle of something. Okay. Now that we've said all that, what is it like? So it's lead at the end, but it's kind of got a doing thing. I don't know what this symbol represents. I really haven't got my handle on that, and it appears all the time, and I cannot figure out what it does to a word. So I think this is going to be by order of, because that makes grammatical sense, and in terms like leading can imply an order because it means one thing leads another. So, and I know as I'm saying that, those are like two different versions of the word order. Like to order someone to do something is not the same as something being in order. But I don't know. Are they this in English? Are they the same kind of? Do they come from the same root? If you're ordering something, is that come from the same place as ordering something? A, B, C, D, E, F. Is that the same as ordering something? You must do this. I don't know. Anyway, in terms of this sentence, I think that makes sense. By order of. Massive sentence. It's got robot in it, mechanicals. It's got sort of the concept of being closed, and then but it's sort of surrounded by these notable people symbols. By order of robot. Closed. Queens, masters, guardians, overseers, robots that are closed. Okay, by order of not salt. That makes no sense. I'm going to leave that for now. It's I mean, queens, guardians, and masters are all fairly similar in concept. They're kind of higher echelon things, right? They're in control of things. So by order of whatever, guardians, we watch... It's kind of like... Yeah, darkness, because this symbol we thought was shininess, so this is like the concept of not shininess. I know I said this noun was like more of an object thing and darkness is more of a concept, so I'm probably wrong about that, I guess. but I can live with that. This evening seems to be the concept of darkness, but more. So it's like up. So it's got darkness on the outside. In fact, it's got darkness at the end. So it's darkness there, and it's kind of like up and dark. Evening. When the sky is dark, it's evening. Anyway, right. As for this thing, robot closed people. I'm going to go with guardians. I think. Maybe that's what they called the robots that held their souls. And I suppose the robots were guarding the place where this was found, the landing site, the dock. So let's go with that. That was fun. That was hard. Okay, still in the old dock, we found a scrap of canvas. You are welcome in the sky. Okay, cool. We found a cloud chart that should help us trace the heavens vault. I don't remember that. Find path of fire path. Right, what's that missing? Find the path of the fire path. Find the path of the fire. I don't know what that means. That seems like one of the things that's a bigger clue than other stuff we found. Okay. On Elbereth, we gave a book to Tappy and swapped it for a sculpture. So I'm guessing, is this the book or the sculpture? Towards the temple, the gods will go. Okay. We were given a golden sculpture of an armless god. And the armless god was also apparent on the withering thingy. We're going backwards in time in these translations, I'm realising now, in terms of when we got them. Pray and love your people. Seen on a faded frieze in the Emperor's graveyard. Remember the Emperor's graveyard? That was a while back. Ooh, okay, we're back to one of these bad boys. Delicious. Let me just move my tea around my microphone. Okay. Emperor. No, I think that's Empire. Yes. Strong. And then I think of does go there. Unless we've got the word for Empire 'S, which I think, wow, look how many things we've got here. Okay, where's and? Because I know that. Ooh, maybe it's not strong. Maybe it's strength. Yeah, I think it's strength. Do we have the word for strength? No, but I think that's going to be strength because it's a noun version of strong. Right, what else we got? This is going to be was. Was, yep. Heart. Something was the heart and strength of the empire. What else we got? Knowledge. Knowledge of something. I think, is this... I think maybe when we put this of in, it's gonna finish it. Oh, I thought, okay, we might go into translation mode then. I think this is strength. So what are we missing here? Have I done this wrong? Knowledge of... Okay, this is when I start just shoving things in. I think this is... Okay, here's my guess. I think this... The four things that we haven't done there... is going to be the word everyone. Because I think it's going to be all of us as a noun. Everyone. Maybe. Unfortunately, I've made an error. So I'm going to have to just start filling this up. Oh, no. Yes? Yes. Heart, tick. Okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Okay. Okay, so if it's a noun of all, maybe it's each. Knowledge of each one. I think it's going to be each. I kind of feel it like the concept of a thing of all is each. It's like how do I describe this? So eat the idea of each as a word, it applies to all things. So if I'm talking about all people, but I want to, each and all are very similar concepts, because I can say something applies to all people, or I can say it applies to each person. And the sort of I've been calling this like a noun marker. Obviously, all is still a noun. So I'm trying. So there's a subtler thing this is doing that's like turning it into like an individual noun, maybe. And darkness is an individual noun, is it? I don't know. Anyway, each, you can see what I'm saying. Even if I can't describe what that little comma thing is doing, I think you can vibe with me that the concept of all and the concept of each are very close to each other, because they each applies to all things, but it's just referring to all people have houses, each person has a house, so on. They're very similar. Whoa. I hope you're vibing with me. Let's go with this together. We're fine. We got this. Okay. This is complicated, but it's very similar to strong, so that's good. It's strong. Oh no, we thought we already did this. It was strong, but a noun form of strong. Strength. So, knowledge of each one was the heart and strength of the empire. I think that's as good as we're going to get. And for some reason, we're back at the rusted iron candle holder. Follow your heart. Great. Did that become available because we made one of those words? We ticked off one of those words? Anyway. Okay, still in the Emperor's graveyard, we found something on a sundial. And that said, keep this place safe. I think that's what we hypothesized, and that apparently is true. In a stone marker, I will sail again. So I think this is the concept of the loop. Right, if you're in a graveyard and you say, I will sail again, I think it ties into this Ioxian belief. Or, whatever, the people who live in the nebula, the belief in the loop that you will die and you'll be born again. Found carved into a gravestone. Sail safe in your sleep. Yes, the sail continues in death. Great. It all makes sense. This is another gravestone thing. Rest here and be safe. It's interesting this graveyard has a strong sense of being safe, being secure, I guess. I guess it's very similar to rest in peace as a concept. Okay, we found a metal bell in the Emperor's graveyard, and it said, come and buy. And that was traced to the domed marketplace. And I think this translation connected us to the big translation on the domed market. This really is the episode of translating stuff, isn't it? Okay, in another stone mark in the Emperor's graveyard, life for dead. Life for the dead? Yeah, life for the dead. Okay. Now this is in the outer wall of the Emperor's graveyard. In this garden, dead find rest. The dead find rest? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Sort of very similar concepts, very graveyardy. I don't think most of those give us any deeper concept of the plot or the world building. Those are almost the reverse, in that we understand what a graveyard is, so that allowed us to make translations based on context that we already knew, as opposed to inscriptions that improve our knowledge of the world. We were using our knowledge of the world as we understood it to make translations. A worn brass belt buckle in the Emperor's graveyard. Love is eternal. Sure. Okay, back on Elbereth. Inscribed into the gate above Elbereth. We know the gate well. Enter Pilgrim. That's where we have to do that little open sesame style conversation every time. Etched into the lintel on the hideout moon. So the hideout moon where we found the bodies. Well, not the bodies. We found the graveyard and a little makeshift graveyard and concept of bodies and the people hiding out there. All will live again? All live again. Still the concept of the loop. Etched into the dry channel on the hideout moon. Water of life. Yeah, remember that. That's confirmed. Inscribed into the shrine. Emperors are eternal. Sure. I remember the shrine. That's why we found loads of those shrines in the graveyard, but that was our first shrine. It was sort of in a weird place. And a dagger. It's going to be daggery. Strong law. Sure. How strong is a law if you need a dagger to enforce it? Found carved into the swirling scratches of the hideout moon. Take me home. Oh, God. Yeah, that's quite sad, isn't it? Scratched into a wall. I fear. Stranger. Yeah, that was someone who seemed to be hiding behind a wall, we hypothesized, when strangers appeared. Maybe Janiki Rembar. Okay, on the site of Rembar's cache, there was a crumbling scroll in which was written Pilgrim and Stranger. Which is weird. Or the Pilgrim and the Stranger. An ornate silver reliquary. That was the thing with stuff inside. And that said, follow the gods. We're getting close to the end now of our translations. The purple robe inside the box, hidden by Renbar. All pilgrims together. Pilgrims is a concept we haven't really thought about for a while. But it came up a little bit at the beginning, didn't it? Embossed on the Iox sundial, follow the Emperor. Sure, that makes sense. Not as a concept, but a thing that would be on the thing in Iox. And a hardbound book. Sleep in the Withering Palace. Now this makes a lot more sense now, because obviously, yeah, people are put to rest in the Withering Palace in forms of transhumanist data ghosts. There we go. And these are the unsolved things. So I can look at it, but I can't really do much about it. Heaven's Vault must be found. So if I understand how this works, I'm trying to work out some of this stuff we must have just done. Is this a do not stop work? Okay. I think some of the things that we just did in the solvable stuff, once we put all the words in an unconfirmed state, I think they might have gone to this page. And these are in order of us finding the object, not in the order of us doing solving stuff. So, for example, we can go back, I don't know, over here somewhere. Buried in the hatch? No. No, let's go back a bit this way. I'm trying to find something that I just did, and now I can't. Dented Gong? Did we just do Dented Gong? Yeah, Songbird sings and gives joy to all. We just did that one, and we're unsure about it. Okay. Whew. That was like 43, 44 minutes of doing that, but I do love a bit of translation, and that's kind of cleared out the backlog a little bit. Let's say we're going to start sailing. I don't know how far we're going to get, and I don't know where we're going. So let's have a look at the map. Already the tackled mistress. Can't go to Iox, so may as well just go to Elbereth and talk to Tappy. Yeah. There's not much else we can do at this point. I'm very confused at what we do now. Tappy better help me out. And I'm wondering if we do need to do some sailing around in the dark parts of the map to find some more ruins maybe and open up some areas. Are we near the end? Because we normally have dark patches, you know, unknown areas of the map that will slowly reveal themselves and be able to be explored, but now we don't. Like, you know, this is all we've got, Heaven's Vault, and we can't get to that. But normally there are other things that sort of we're working towards, and we haven't got that. I would say the Citadel is older than the slums. Set Boyaki Rafa. Cat kiss. Inihuake. And here we are. And I think we go up here. There we go. I'm learning. I'm remembering stuff. Right, let's see if he's ready to do some more bartering with us. Because otherwise I'm all out of ideas. Alaya! Come on in. Oh, here, have a look at my artifacts. I've uncovered a few items you might be interested in. Oh, yes. He likes things more than charts, so let's go with the telescope device. It's a telescope device, dating from the earliest days of the nebula. You spoil me. I've not seen anything quite like that. But I don't have anything worth trading for now. My apologies, Elia. But even the most bountiful font must run dry. Alright. I'll talk to him. How are things on Elbereth? Oh, you know, much the same. Whenever anything changes around here, people claw it back again, good or bad. Okay. Is that it? Can I go up into your sneaky place? Shit, I can't do that. Right, I'm going to talk to Orai. I don't think she'll have anything for me, but, you know. Look after yourself out there. Not yet. Not yet. I don't always want to say don't hassle me. Sometimes I want to be polite, you know. I'm not much of a in life one who believes in being curt and short-tempered and having a go at people. Sometimes when I'm quite tired, I can be a little bit curt, but I'm sort of in a polite way. Let's... Ooh. If Aurora doesn't give us any leads, I'm unsure what the plan is, to be honest, other than going back to the aquifer. A liar. What can I do for you? How's the shop working out? Not getting any better. Have fun on the rivers, Elia. Elezra. Okay, bye. Well, what the...
But I think she was ignoring me.
Okay, well, she's not our friend anymore. 6. Haven't got really any leads. I don't know if I'm meant to be like looking into the inscriptions and trying to think about what they're telling me to do. But normally it's kind of giving. Why can't I go to Iox? I really can't remember what happened. Yeah, I guess I'm ready to go. What am I forgetting? Other than the fact that I cut off the water supply. Because, you know, part of my little routine, I would go to Iox. I'd at least speak to Huang and check some translations out and do some work there. But I honestly don't know. You got any ideas? If I look at stuff, am I going to get inspired? Mistress? Okay. What about the telescope? From the roof of the old dock. I still don't really understand what this thing is. Aren't we meant to be like triangulating things? Some sort of robot contraption for robots. What happened to triangulating the heavens? Oh, where are we going? Apparently I pressed 1 and that did this. I'll prepare the sails and all that shit. I really wanted to go to the map, but I guess we're going to go to the map anyway. I'm feeling lost, but seeing as the ancient aquifer is the only place we can go, why is this wobbling? I think this place will start the fall of Arcs, but I don't know how. Beneath a dice ring of ancient gods, robots have been sealed away, but someone had dug them free. I thought I'd seen some out down there, endlessly rolling up and down the shadowy ramps. And above the dais was a mysterious opera, an ancient altarpiece that triggered ancient memories in 6. Okay, so we can't go there. So we missed something at the ancient aquifer. So let's go there. There's got to be more to find. I guess. Now what I do wonder, so on our way there are lots of yellow dots that we missed, I think. But I don't think that's happening this time. Right, passing control to old 6 because I don't really feel like travelling the whole way there manually. I think at some point I am going to try travelling the dark spots on the map, like the uncovered, the rivers that are not on the map, to try and pick up some ruins.
We returned to the forest where the goddess waited.
Right, what's waiting for us here? Can we go down the hatch? I can't remember what the deal with the hatch was. Crumpled cloth. Ah, maybe that's got some stuff on it. What's this? Mud soaked. Was this here before? Perhaps the water washed it up. A flag. And here's a stitched phrase on it. Alright, here we go. We should be able to do some of that. Now this one is a frayed piece from an even longer phrase. Phrase within phrase, you might say. Okay, yep, stars. Stars above. And think that's a word. And I think maybe all of that's a word. I think maybe all of that might be a word. Something below. I think that's all we can do. No. No. What are we missing here? Maybe it's that. Oh no. I've got this all wrong. I've got this all wrong, lads. I'm just going to keep shoving stuff in. She's going to be like, that can't be right. I don't think I know enough to decode this. The stars above and of below make sense? I mean, no. Okay, so this is going in the unsolved inscriptions. Yeah. And it will move to solvable when we have more words. I think. Reply. There must have been a pole here once. Marking the hatch, perhaps? Well, there might be other hatches nearby. Maybe one with a ladder. That would be good. This one, I think... I'd hope you have enough of climbing down ladders into underground death traps, mistress. I think, if I'm understanding the graphics, this is... Is it full of water? I was going to say I think it's full of water, but maybe it isn't. Okay. Remark, while I look for the hatch. The glass discs we saw must have worked to offer the waterway. When they're all blocked, it's got nowhere to go. We've been up here before, by the way. I'm just double checking everything. Because we found a little something. Oh, and now it's swiddled around like it does. It is a janky old game, isn't it? Remark. And the ancients who built this place set the water goddess here to look after the place. Who knows? Perhaps Mercy once had the same setup. Perhaps. Right. Mistress. We believe this place is connected to Heaven's Vault. The mosaic we found showed us that. Where are you leading us? I'm not walking, by the way. She's walking by herself. This hopper source. It would appear to be pointing in a direction similar to that of Rembar's telescopes. Now this hopper is pointing to something outside of the nebula. Perhaps to Heaven's Vault itself? Ah, clear the hopper. Cleary, cleary. Oh, it's definitely warm down here. I think. There. Question. Is anything happening? Perhaps, mistress. A very faint flow upwards. Somewhere, maybe. In the sky. Question. But you can't be sure. It's almost undetectable. Okay. So what's happening here? What is he saying? Are we going to create a river in the map that we can follow? Reply. It needs more water. Look at her face. She's furious. It needs more water. Okay. So, this is going to be the end of this episode. Next episode, we're going to explore this moon a bit more and see if we can poke it into, I don't know, providing more water to where we need to go. That seems to be what's happening. Maybe we need to create a river to Heaven's Vault from here. And that will have to be next episode, if that is indeed what we do. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you're well. And if you like it, like the thing. If you want to comment, comment. If you want to do any other things, subscribe, you could do that. It's all allowed, and it's all up to you. Otherwise, have a lovely day and a lovely weekend if you're watching it when it comes out. Bye-bye.